Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Ask Dr. Jack Show. I am Dr. Jack Bielitz, chiropractor in Omaha,
I'm Laura Nelson.
and together we're making up the Ask Dr. Jack Show 2.2. So, what do we got this week, Laura?
We are talking about how this is the time of the month and the year where most people who have made resolutions on January 1st decide to just, forget all about them. So,
Yeah, and a big one that people are, actually the most popular one is weight loss. And so, we want to kind of give you some new ideas and kind of boost that up so you get re-energized, reinvigorated to go ahead and accomplish that goal that you're looking for. So here's a couple of tips that you can use to help you gain your goals. The first one, the most important one that I feel is most helpful for my patients is to use your brain. And the biggest way that you can use your brain is to basically use the way your brain works. So, like for instance, if I said a pink elephant, you don't see in your brain the words pink elephant. You see a picture of a pink elephant. And so that's the way your brain stores stuff. It doesn't store it with words, it stores it with pictures. And so if you've got this goal of a certain, weight that you're looking for, what you want to do is go grab a People or an Us magazine, and you want to find 5 pictures that are people about your age that have the body that you're looking for. So we're not talking like, if you're sitting here in your 40s, we don't want you trying to get down to a 21-year-old swimsuit model, unless you want to, unless that's possible. I mean, that's really your goal, go for it. But what we're looking for is somebody that's got your ideal body type that you're looking for. And there's plenty of people out there in those magazines. I mean, tons of them. So find 5 pictures of people with that body. Excuse me. And so the first thing you want to do is put one of those pictures right by your bedstand. And when you do that, it's going to be the last thing you see at night and the first thing you see in the morning. The second picture you want to put right on your bathroom mirror when, excuse me. So when you're brushing your teeth in the evening, in the morning, or when you're doing everything else, that is the next thing you will see. Okay, and so the next one that you want to do is you want to put one on your refrigerator, because that's the place that you need to see it so that you make intelligent choices when you're snacking or making meals or whatever. Just put that picture so that you keep focusing on that perfect body type. Next one, you're going to want to put on the dashboard of your car, because that's another place where you make a lot of food choices. Either you see it right before you go into the grocery store, or you see it right as you're about to turn into the fast food drive-through. All those choices sometimes we make without thinking about it. And so if you have that picture there, that will maybe help you make a better choice. And the last one is going to be at your discretion, wherever you spend the next most amount of time in your life. So maybe it's at your easy chair where you read or you watch TV. Maybe it's in a office desk where you are spending a lot of time. Wherever that place is that you spend the most time, put that picture there. And basically what's going to happen is, at first, your brain's going to say, oh, that's a person. Oh, that's a person. But pretty soon it gets so familiar with those pictures that the brain starts seeing that image as itself. And so at that point, your brain will allow your body to reach that level. And so it'll do that in getting you motivated to go out and do some more exercise and making better choices. It won't be calling for food in the middle of the night. I mean, there's a lot of things that your brain can help with on this purpose. And so that's a really powerful way.
Yep. Besides pictures, there's also words. I think Shakespeare said, "A rose by any other name smells as sweet." And that's really just, we think about losing weight. You hear that most often in terms of when we talk about weight loss. But really what your brain is hearing is that you need to find it probably at some point. And so having a different way of framing what your goal is in terms of dropping pounds, dropping weight, or releasing the weight because you don't necessarily want to get it back. So you're looking at just changing just the simple part of just the words that you use.
Very, very powerful. Next one, you need to have a specific goal in your life in order to be able to reach it. Because, like, for instance, if you're going to go off on a trip, if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know when you get there? And the same thing is true with releasing weight. You need to have a goal so your brain has something to focus on. Now, you can change this goal as you go along, but you need to have one. So, for instance, if you want to release 30 pounds, have that number, that weight that you want to do. So figure out where you're at now, subtract 30, and put that number someplace so that you see it. That is an important aspect of this. You've got to have a goal that your brain can wrap its head around in order to do it. And then you don't want to be weighing yourself 2 or 3 times a day because your weight's going to fluctuate. Once a week is an amazingly great amount of time to kind of go between. Some people want to do a little bit more often than that to kind of monitor themselves. I'll leave that up to you, what works best for you. But if it's going to frustrate you to weigh yourself 2 or 3 times a week, that might not be the best thing because you don't drop, 3 or 4 pounds, 2 or 3 times a week. That's just asking too much, at least if you're doing it safely. So, dropping a pound or 2 a week is a very healthy way to lose weight. And it's also a way that you could actually keep that weight off. It's not just going to be just gone and then come right back again. So be careful about how often you weigh yourself, but have a specific goal in mind that you write down.
Another good tip is to have an accountability partner. I think sometimes when you're in it by yourself, it's easy to kind of just, nobody's going to know if I have this bag of Cheetos or whatever it might be. But if you have somebody else who has similar goals and can kind of help cheer each other on and keep each other accountable, that is also really powerful and helpful in your journey. And if you don't really know anybody, or if you don't really have anybody, think of it like a coach. And here would be a great coach right here. Dr. Jack could be Coach Jack.
We do this a lot with our patients. So they will come in once a week. We've got a scale in the back room there. And, they give me the number and they walk out of the room. I'm not there sitting there watching over them. And we high five if they've, were able to drop some weight. And if they didn't, or if they, stayed the same, or if they went backwards a little bit, we just sit down a little bit. It's like, what can be different? Maybe it's, I had a wedding this weekend and I couldn't stay away from it. Well, everybody has those little things. So, it's like, okay, let's get back on this. If you are going to indulge yourself a little bit, then you've got to step up the aerobics this next week just to kind of get you over that. So there's lots and lots of ways that we can help and coach you and just keep you accountable to, reaching these goals that you want to reach. So, I hope this was very helpful for you. We really strive to come up with some good ideas and good helpful hints for you. So if it was, like this video, comment below. Let us know what your goals are. How are you doing? Have you been writing these goals down? What are they are? The more that you can help us out with that, the more people are going to see this because that's just the way Facebook works. And, the more people that we can help, that's what I love doing. So please help us out with that. And hope you guys have a great, happy, and healthy week. And as always, stay healthy, Omaha.